So I've been debating about whether to show this video for almost half a year now. When I was building this truck, I had some electrical issues with the turn signals, and I went through a whole troubleshooting procedure and checked everything. And I got to thinking as I was rewatching the footage about what to delete because I need room on my computer. That it might interest someone. I don't know if it does or not, but if you're troubleshooting your turn signals on a square body, maybe it'll interest you. I don't know. So I figured I'd show it, and well, here it is. So checking this switch, quick way to check if it's contacts or wiring or relays. Take your switch and see those two contacts in there, just touch them together. So we appear to have some sort of contact problem inside our brand new switch. That was the problem with the old worn out switch. Great. Alright, I'm gonna look into that and figure out, I don't know, if there's a way to fix it. Alright, I'm going to replace this switch with the OEM one from the 86 truck, which I pulled. And if you don't know how to do this, you got to de-pin the connector. And basically you take your tiny punch, and there's a tab in there you got to push down. This is hard to do with one hand. There's a pin in there, and you press the pin. And then you can pull them out. And I did write down the pin out before I'm doing this. So that's how you de-pin it. And then you can pull or feed wires. So that's all there is to that. And you can just repin your connector. You might have to bend these tabs up again to pull them out, but if they're new, probably not. Anyway, set this junk thing aside. What a waste of money that piece of junk was. Put that over there. And then I can take this one, which I've de-pinned, and feed it down the steering column. Alternatively, you could do some splicing and, you know, fancy stuff, but why do it when this is so quick and easy? So let's feed that down. Basically, you want to straighten your wires out, make sure they're nice and straight so they feed straight. And then, if you're lucky, you can see the top of the feed channel there. And I'm going to feed them down in there like that, and just shove them down the steering column. Alright, I fed them down through, and you can tell this is OEM because these are no longer than they need to be. So I have, make sure you have the right number down here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to repin that connector, plug it in, and test it. What a pain in the butt. So at least this fixes our stalk problem. It's not pointed up in the air anymore because this is actually the proper configuration. Unfortunately, I still do not have turn signals. I don't know what's going on at this point. I mean, the four-ways, again, the four-ways work. So it's something to do with either the turn signal power circuit. I'll have to check that. Or goodness only knows. I don't know. I mean, I know the turn signal switch is good now, so I guess I can put this all back together. Alright, so I'm checking power at the turn signal fuse, and I get good power on the feed end, but on the output end, I get intermittent. I know the fuse is good because I checked it, but I'm going to pull that fuse out and replace it and see what the deal is. Alright, so I'm going to check and verify the pin out on this plug and the opposing plug, and I'm going to check out the I'm going to check for power at the proper points. I should have power at the purple wire for the signal flasher, brown for the hazards, and black for the horn. Although I know the horn works and I know the hazards work, but I need to verify that. If you're curious, this is the pinout. I don't know, it's not the proper order, but this is the wire code, not the pinout. This is the wire code for the signal flasher and horn plug. And this is the circuit number, this is the color, and this is what it goes to. And this is if it has power from the fuse panel. So let's check that out. Okay, I verified all of this, and this is all correct. I know the switch is good because it worked in that truck before I pulled it out. Yeah, not sure where to go next. Take another look at this. All right, I am not too ashamed to admit that I am an absolute idiot. And from the very beginning, I have been looking at the wrong relays on this truck. The horn relay is the one with 3 pins. And then there are 2 other relays with 2 pins. And the one is a 4-way, and the one is the turn signal. And I forgot that this one is buried up in here by the light switch. You got to pull it down so you can access it. That's the turn signal switch. And you can tell because it's got a purple wire. I'm an idiot. Okay, let me get one of those relays and test it out. And if you didn't believe me, I have my power lead connected to the purple wire on the plug going to the column. Watch the meter when I plug this in. 12 volts, not 12 volts, 12 volts, not 12 volts. So we're getting, this relay is completing the circuit, just like this other relay I have. Where's the original relay that was in here? Black. I don't know what happened to it. Where is it? Let's test that out. Yep, and that one supplies 12 volts as well. So I've got 3 relays here that all work. This red one is a known good one. Gets me power up to the switch. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, so I've just got one light hooked up as a test. A circuit I know works that I've verified with my meter. And so I get power, maybe 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. I get 10 volts on the one side of the power side of the relay. And then I get 6 volts on the other side of the relay. And then I come up here and I get nothing when I probe the switch, which makes me wonder if there's a short. If there's a short, I can see that because it won't have enough power to turn anything on. All right, well, let's set up my meter here and let me start probing for a short circuit. All right, so it's not on the switch, and I'll show you how I know. Okay, so if I hook my meter up there, let me pump the switch here. So you can see I can control the meter. I control the meter with the switch here. So that tells me there's not a short in the switch or anything, which I already knew. Okay, this shouldn't be this difficult. Okay, now I have the fuse pulled out of the circuit, and I don't get a ground anywhere on there. I mean, I don't get a continuous circuit between ground and there, so the wire is good from there to the fuse panel. I don't understand. And of course the other line too, that the side that goes to the switch, that's not grounded either. Okay, again, for some magical reason, it just started working. I literally did nothing except play around with things. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. All right, well, let's keep keep playing around with things and see if we can get it to stop. I wonder, could I have wired my trailer brake wrong? I think I unplugged that. Let me plug it back in and see if... No, because it's working. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. What in the world? Oh my goodness. Okay, I pretty much verified there's not a loose wire. I've checked everything there is to check. Voltage issue? I got plenty of volts. All right, steering wheel back on. It's still working. This is insane. I don't know what's going on. Well, that's a day of my life I'll never get back. It started with making an assumption that the switch was bad because it had gone bad before. And I knew it was bad before, and I verified it. I took the switch apart and I actually verified it by, you know, pressing on the switch and, you know, to close the contact better. And I proved that the switch was bad before. So I knew everything else was good. So I made the assumption that the switch had failed again because that's what I replaced last. And that is generally what fails in this case, especially when it's a new cheap Chinese knockoff part like that. And then it just escalated from there. I basically just troubleshot several times the whole turn signal system in this truck. Tried multiple flashers, verified multiple flashers were good. Just all manner of things. I don't know. I just don't know. When it goes bad again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea. So one of the reasons I haven't showed this video yet before is because I was waiting for this problem to reoccur, and then I could finish troubleshooting it and show what was wrong. And I've been driving this truck for, I don't know, more than half a year now, and put thousands of miles on it. Nothing. It's working like brand new. Don't understand it. So anyway, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I troubleshot wrong down below. As always, thanks for watching.